What if the most profound grief wasn't just an emotion, but a design? A mechanism set in motion long before we were born. In 2018, Ari Aster's debut film, Hereditary, didn't just scare audiences, it presented a terrifying hypothesis that our deepest family wounds are not random, but part of a cosmic blueprint. It proposed that trauma is a doorway, and something ancient is waiting on the other side. This is the story of how a family's breakdown became a masterclass in cosmic horror. These are the top 5 ways Hereditary turned suffering into a symphony of dread. Number 5. The dollhouse as a cosmic map. Annie Graham is a miniatures artist, meticulously recreating scenes from her life. At first, it seems like a coping mechanism, a way to control a world spiraling out of it. We see her dollhouses as art, but the camera treats them differently. It pushes into them, dissolving from miniature to reality, blurring the line between the replica and the life it's based on. The genius of this is not just visual. It suggests that the Grahams themselves are figures in a larger, unseen diorama. Their home is not a sanctuary, but a stage. Their actions, their tragedies, all are being arranged by an invisible hand. Annie thinks she is the creator, but she is merely another doll in a house built by a force far older and more powerful than she can imagine. Her art is not a reflection of her life. It is a prophecy of its demolition. Number 4. Grief as a ritual. When tragedy strikes the Graham family, their grief is raw, ugly, and deeply human. We witness the agonizing screams, the silent dinners, the blame that poisons the air. It all feels painfully real. But hidden within this portrait of loss is a darker pattern. The family's matriarch, Ellen, has died, leaving behind cryptic notes and a legacy of secrets. Her death isn't an end, but a beginning. A grief support group introduces Annie to Joan, who offers a way to contact the dead. This is the turning point. The séance isn't a desperate act of mourning, it's a key turning in a lock. The film masterfully reframes grief itself as the central rite. Every tear, every scream, every shared trauma becomes an unwitting offering, a necessary step in a ceremony the Grahams don't even know they're performing. Their sorrow is the fuel for a much larger cosmic engine. Number 3. The body as a vessel. In horror, the body is often a site of violation. But Hereditary takes this concept and elevates it to a terrifying, existential plane. The film is obsessed with heads, Charlie's, Peter's, the decapitated pigeons, the headless statues. This isn't just gore, it's a thematic symbol. The cult of Paimon doesn't just want to destroy the Grahams, it wants to inhabit them. They are not people, but potential vessels, containers for a king of hell. Peter's gradual loss of identity, his physical and mental breakdown, is not just psychological trauma. It's an exorcism in reverse. An entity is being invited in, not cast out. The film argues that our very bodies, the homes of our consciousness, are not truly ours. They can be inherited, claimed, and hollowed out to serve an ancient, malevolent will. The true horror isn't dying, but being forced to live as a passenger in your own skin. Number 2. The inevitability of fate. From the very first frame, Hereditary whispers that there is no escape. The film is structured like a Greek tragedy, where characters move towards a destiny they cannot see, but we, the audience, can feel. Annie's sleepwalking, her mother's chilling final words, the strange symbol that appears everywhere. These are not random occurrences. They are breadcrumbs laid by an intelligent, patient force. The family believes they have free will. They fight, they try to heal, they make choices they think are their own. But the narrative reveals that every choice was an illusion. The car accident wasn't an accident. The séance wasn't a coincidence. Every path they took led to the same predestined conclusion. This transforms the horror from a series of frightening events into a philosophical nightmare. It suggests that our lives might be a script written by something inhuman, and all our struggles are simply us playing our assigned parts. Number 1, the absence of a savior. Most horror stories, even the bleakest, contain a glimmer of hope, a hero who fights back, a hidden weakness in the monster, a divine force that might intervene. Hereditary offers no such comfort. The horror here is absolute because it is unopposed. God is absent. The rituals of the cult work perfectly, their decades-long plan unfolding with chilling precision. When Annie tries to fight back by burning the sketchbook, she only succeeds in setting her husband, the last bastion of normalcy, on fire. Her act of defiance becomes the final, necessary sacrifice. This is the ultimate expression of cosmic horror, the realization that the universe is not just indifferent to our suffering, but that there are forces within it actively engineering that suffering for their own benefit. And in this universe there is no one coming to save you. The demons are real, and they have already won. The patterns have been there all along. In our bloodlines, in our homes, in the very language of our grief. Hereditary suggests that family trauma is not just a wound that can be healed, but a key that can be turned. It reveals a universe where our pain has a purpose, but that purpose is not our own. The story of the Grahams serves as a chilling reminder. Sometimes the call is not just coming from inside the house, it's coming from a place beyond the stars, and it has been waiting for generations. Thanks for watching. If you want to explore more hidden connections, please consider subscribing.